Hello. Hey guys. I give my 2 cents. So I'm gonna give this little energy update, what's going on, and see if anyone is resonating with all this freaking eclipse and moon energy that is going on because it's freaking insane. This is what's happening with this eclipse right now. We kind of view winter and different seasons and things that we go through, especially if you're experiencing the 4 seasons. We think it's kind of natural that we move on to like winter and these different things, and our energy changes. We're merging with the seasons and the elements around us. That's affecting our body and our chemistry inside of us, whether anyone wants to acknowledge that or not. What's happening with this eclipse energy, there was another eclipse back on August 11th in 2018. Currently, what we're experiencing with this eclipse is anything that was going on back in that eclipse in August, you'll be reviewing that mentally, especially if you're more in tune with listening to the planets. If you've entangled your energy specifically with following that whole path, then you're going to be experiencing this even more. Like, you'll be feeling this like crazy. Anything that you were working on around August 11th, go back and look at that time period. Let's say, for example, if you were working on something specific within yourself, if you were really making progress on something or doing something specific, and I'll give an example of what I've been experiencing and seeing with this energy. But you'll be reviewing that right now with this eclipse energy. So really pay attention to that. The biggest thing with this eclipse, endings are going to be perceived as like a bad thing right now. These new beginnings are what's going to be coming up. The new beginnings are going to be disguised as maybe like a heartbreaking or kind of a painful ending, but it's a really good thing. It's a very good thing. You just have to kind of change your mindset, because the more you resist these endings, when you push against them with your brain chemical releases, then you actually stop the energy from happening. So the energy updates, like the eclipses and full moons, they're pushing you in your evolution in a good way, but we resist them from our chemical releases. So whenever you put resistance on where the energies are kind of pushing you, then you're stopping your own growth. That's fine. You're on your own path. That's totally good. You'll learn from it eventually, because the energies are going to keep coming up and showing you these things that need to come to an ending. Things that you know in your mind you've got to let go of. That's what's going to be coming up with this eclipse energy big time right now. For example, the more that you really get in touch with this, you'll see how crazy accurate these whole energies are. I looked literally back on the date through text messages and things. I make a lot of voice recordings to kind of keep track of my own growth, kind of like my own way of journaling every day. I make voice recordings and I talk to myself. I'm kind of like my own therapist. Looking back at my old recordings to see what was going on around that time, and I had all of these things going, but I was stopping my own growth. Literally on August 11th, I kind of veered off and took this different path from the things that I was working on within my own self. I was working on cleansing like crazy, which is something I do anyway. Like, I work on my health constantly. And at that time, I had a very strict schedule of eating a pure alkaline vegan diet. Like, I was just raw vegan, only eating these like very high vibrational foods. And I was running about 6 miles a day. I was swimming. I had such a regimen that was perfectly disciplined for my own growth, and I was cleansing my body like crazy. So while I've still kept some of those things off and on throughout the past 6 months, I let a lot of it go. It's been in the back of my mind that that's what I need to be happy, that I need that structure, especially because I tend to be a little bit more of like a floaty person. So I need that type of stability to keep myself very happy and healthy. The things that you might have let go of, and we think that, oh, we're just preparing for winter and the cold weather happens. This eclipse is going to really make you uncomfortable with the things that you know aren't working right now. The things that are in the back of your mind that you're telling yourself constantly, I should be doing this, I should be doing that. The eclipse is going to magnify that in you right now. It's going to be so uncomfortable, and don't resist it. I'm telling you straight up, because that's what I've done. If you guys can see, my whole body has just broken out in hives and rashes because I've been resisting this change that has been in the back of my mind that I know I need to do to keep myself happy. The physical symptoms will come up. That's why I'm showing you guys, like, straight up, that your body is reacting to these energies. Don't resist it. When you go in a state of resistance to what you know is good for you, you literally have to think about that brain chemical. And when you have that split aspect in yourself where your intuition is telling you, you need to do this for your happiness, and your ego mind puts a resistance to it, you have to think of the stress, the cortisol release that comes in your brain from not doing the things that you know you need to do to be happy. You'll beat yourself up, and then it causes the brain chemical releases. You become in resistance, and then your body freaking reacts to it, and it can be in different ways. We could gain weight. You can have full-on skin outbreaks. That is literally what happens when you resist the changes that you know you need to do. Maybe people are unconsciously feeling it, especially if you're not following astrology. That's okay. Still, I think at some extent we do experience it. We're all kind of connected as a collective. We all feel each other's energy. So in some way, shape, or form, you might be feeling this, but not totally aware of what it is you're experiencing. Maybe there's this pressure that you're feeling in your body or something, or in your mind, you're feeling like a little frantic. Oh my gosh, what do I need to do to change? Because the eclipse will make you feel really uncomfortable with these things that you know you need to be doing for your own happiness. Endings that need to happen for you to get better, for you to grow as a human being, things you know in your mind. And I know all of you are probably thinking, I can even feel it. I know people in here are thinking, yeah, I know what's in my mind that I need to let go. I've been putting it off. Those are the things you need to look at to really make a difference and change. Things that are going to look like painful endings, it's really like a disguise and a mask over these really magnificent beginnings that will get you on a path to what is more fulfilling. That's really what endings are to me. Things that look really painful. Oh my gosh, like I lost this or I lost that. This didn't work out the way I expected. It's actually a very good thing. And the more you go with that flow of letting that thing exit your life, then you will move on in a much smoother way to these energies that are actually more compatible, because you're growing every day. As a vibrational person, as a vibrational being, every single day you experience a brand new you. The day before, you've created all this momentum between the chemical releases that you experience, the foods that you put in your body, how much you're thinking positive thoughts and those brain chemicals associated with them. You are accumulating those and creating momentum every single day. So each day you experience a new you based off the previous days before and the thoughts that you've accumulated in your mind that are creating the reality in front of you. So that's why you meet a brand new you every single day. You have to kind of get used to your brand new energy every day that you wake up. How much sleep did you get the night before? How much oxygen do you have in your body? How alkalized is your body? How acidic is it? That's all vibration. That's all chemicals put together. And so you're meeting a brand new you every day. And the more that you feel that pressure and you release it, then you'll allow more flow into your life. And I'll give you guys another example. When you take your power back in situations, this energy will also magnify that, which is freaking awesome. So the more you go with the flow and you start deciding, I'm not going to be a victim to situations, relationships, work environments, anything that you're dissatisfied with, if you're feeling that you need the change and you take the power over that, this energy will freaking magnify that. That's especially what I've been experiencing. And like I said, I'll get into that in a second. Pressure in your throat, that could absolutely be associated with that chakra. In spiritual terms, we refer to that as like the chakra. like the throat chakra and speaking your truth. Literally, this is where your vocal cords are. So if you're feeling a pressure, that could be a blockage. That's something in your mind, like a chemical release is telling you to speak something, but you feel the fear. The brain chemical is going to be especially going to your vocal cord. Those amino acids come together to create a protein that goes to specific places in the body. Those amino acids that are being created from the fear that you release in your mind, it will specifically go to the vocal cords, and that's how your chakras get blocked in spiritual terms. Chemically, the fear that you're creating with your brain chemicals is going to that area of your body and it's creating a blockage. That's something to take a look at. Like, is there something that you need to speak and say to other people? Maybe you felt disempowered, but you feel afraid to speak. Just do it. From personal experience making videos, it will put you on a path of more happiness, things that are going to be more compatible with your new chemicals that you're creating, because you're learning from these experiences and this contrast that you might be going through, these situations that you're dissatisfied with. So that's going to create a new chemical you. You decide with your thoughts, you're like, okay, I don't like this. And once your thoughts create that new reality, there's going to be this vibrational gap between the chemicals you're creating with your thoughts, the thoughts that you created in your reality. So once you've decided in your reality you don't like something, then your thought has actually created a brand new reality and said, okay, I don't like this, but I do want this. So there's the thought that created the new reality. If you don't leave the situation because you've already created the new reality with your thought, you've got to line up your brain chemicals with it and let go of things, right? So that's where the lining up comes in. And that's where these energies come in to like shine a freaking spotlight on those things that aren't compatible with you anymore, because they're triggering all the chemicals in your body that are stuck. During this eclipse, it's going to magnify the things that need to end in your life, situations that you need to move on from, and letting that smooth out and flow. When you know you're dissatisfied something, usually there's this kind of period that you go through where you feel a little bit of confusion. As you know you're dissatisfied with your situation and you know you want to change, but you might feel like, well, where do I go now? What's the direction to go in? Because you'll feel that a dissatisfaction, and then you get into the vibration of asking the question, okay, where do I go? What do I do? And your ego mind will start trying to take action. Because it knows it's dissatisfied, you'll start being like, okay, what do I need to do? How can I take action? How can I change this? Do not do that. You'll confuse yourself even more because you get caught in a trap because of those brain chemical releases. It gets into this huge momentum of you feel stressed, and you have to think of the cortisol release that you're flowing. What do I do? You can feel that resistance. You're like, okay, I don't like this, so where do I go now? This is the solution. Make peace. Just sit back. That is when you have to kind of trust. You have to trust yourself that you actually put yourself on this path. You are exactly where you need to be right now to relax. And I know that's easier said than done. You just have to relax and let the energy come into you. You won't be able to get anywhere or do anything by taking action. It's actually putting you in resistance to finding the solution, right? Because you can't find a solution from the vibration of asking a question. The question is the step before getting an answer. Once you relax, you will come into a place, just kind of make peace, go distract yourself, do something you really enjoy doing. Say, for instance, I love drawing. So that's one thing that I'll do to kind of release this whole taking action and trying to find direction. I'll go do something that I enjoy doing, like going for a walk or going to work out or something to distract myself. The awesome thing is that the solutions start coming in, and they come in the form of little thoughts. We think they're nothing. We literally think thousands and thousands of thoughts per day, but we're only aware of maybe like 2,000 of those thoughts. I think we think 60 to 70,000 thoughts per day, but we're only aware of 2,000 of them because most of the time we're only focusing on the ones that are the most important to us, obsessing over things or things like that. Once you actually start to learn to calm your mind down, this is why, again, meditation is huge. Distract yourself, do something you enjoy, you'll start to pay attention to the specific thoughts that are actually giving you solutions. So what I noticed yesterday is once I released the resistance, released an expectation of how things were supposed to look, and feeling the disappointment that things that I thought were going to turn out a certain way, that they didn't pan out the way I expected, blah, blah, blah. Synchronicity started happening. The thoughts started coming in with these new ideas of where I needed to go next. The solution came in right then because I started looking at the situation as a positive rather than a negative. Just change your perception. The answers start just flowing, all the solutions and everything. The synchronicity started getting even more intense. Things that had been happening previous days before, all of a sudden I was seeing them happen again. Okay, like all of these synchronicities happened, and things that you think are just coincidences, those are the synchronicities that are kind of telling you the path to go on. Those are your answers right there. Just pay attention to it and go with the flow, because you'll get to where you need to go. Just let it go. Let go of your expectations. Let go of how you think it needs to look. The whole of 2018 energy is literally about learning who we are not. When you are giving your power away to other people, relationships, situations, jobs, work environments, anything like that, when you're feeling like a victim, that's kind of like what the energy of 2018 was about. But that's what this eclipse is bringing up, is showing you that you actually have the power to change your situations, to create all of your own abundance. If you're relying on another person to provide for you, or you're thinking that, oh, a job needs to give you this for your satisfaction, things like that, that is another thing that this eclipse energy is going to shine a light on within yourself. Any way that you are giving your power away to other people, situations, and stuff like that, it's going to be magnified right now to show you that that's not who you are. You do not need any of those things or those people to create your abundance and your own satisfaction in your life. You don't need any of that. You can create it. But once you step into a mindset of knowing that you create your own reality, knowing how powerful you are, you will freaking fly with this energy. 2019 is going to be completely different, and I can feel that so much. This year is going to be about manifestation, but you are the only one that blocks it. You're the only one that gets in the way of those manifestations coming in and putting you on the path that you're supposed to be on. This energy, like I said, it's going to be really uncomfortable. It's going to show you all the places that don't fit with who you are right now, because all of you are really powerful. And obviously, if you guys are on here and following in any way this type of energy, and like even entangling with the planets and the planetary movements, you're on a different type of evolutionary path that not a lot of people choose. And it's just because of their observation. That's the only reason, the big difference between people that follow astrology and people that don't. You're just literally going along with kind of the chemical releases that happen and the chemical triggering that happens with the planetary movements. It's like a quantum physical thing and a chemistry thing. And if you guys are interested in that, I actually posted a video on it, how quantum physics affects astrology. You guys can tune into that. It's pretty interesting, and it kind of talks about all of this stuff, like how those energies affect us. It can be a good thing. It can feel good if you're in the state of mind of flowing and releasing that resistance. This stuff is like easy breezy when you're in that mindset. You can have fun with it. And that's why I was saying, if you come from an empowered place, look at these endings not as negative, but that they're exciting beginnings, you'll get into a place of flow, because you have to think of those high vibrational brain chemical releases when you're thinking in a thought of like empowerment. So that puts you in the flow, and then this stuff becomes fun because manifestation becomes instant. It's like the second you think something, it happens. That's also where you can utilize these energies to really turn it into something powerful, where you're getting everything that you want and you're getting on the path that you really truly want to be on. You may not be aware of it, but sometimes your inner being, whatever you want to call it, your inner guidance, your soul, your spirit, has different things planned for you, but they're for your benefit. They're to help you get into a place that actually would bring you even more satisfaction. And you just have to let yourself get into that flow and allow those things to happen. So release those expectations of how you think your life should look, because it's probably not going to be anything like what you're expecting. Sorry to disappoint anyone, but that's kind of just how it goes. Oh, the last thing I wanted to say is anything that you might have been doing around August 11th, if you let things go and you got distracted, you got put on a different path than where you were at on August 11th, you will actually probably get back into picking those things up again currently with this energy. It's kind of like a picking up things where you left off from August 11th. The past 6 months was really good. Kind of do some reflection and look at the positive, look at the things that you've learned, and then let yourself get back on that path of the things that you stopped working on. Do a little bit of reflection today, not dwelling too much on the past, but just reflecting, so that you can actually, like, this will get you on that different path and get you back on working on yourself. So yeah, I'm gonna jump off. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Know how powerful you are. Go with the flow. Let things come into your experience. Let these energies really end things that need to be ended. They're not always endings. They might look like endings to us. Sometimes they pick up later. So just kind of let things happen naturally. That's my biggest advice for today. Just like let it flow. I love you guys so much. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you in the next live, probably in a couple days. Okay, ta-ta.